Hello there, YouTube audience. This is Kills for Food coming at you live from his home living room, bringing you Chapter 9 of The Quest for the Diamond Sword. Last week's chapter didn't go up, obviously, since you didn't watch it last week, and you're going to watch it this week, and you're going to shut your mouth, and you're going to stop complaining about it, because that's just how we do here at K4S. But anyway, this chapter is called Taming the Wolf, and no, that is not to be confused with Hunger Like the Wolf, or whatever that song is called. Chapter 9. Taming the Wolf. Armed with pickaxes, the gang began to mine for diamonds. They walked down a staircase in the overworld and headed deep underneath the ground. The walls around them were layered with multicolored blocks. They broke away at each one carefully. The deeper they got, the more hopeful Steve was that they'd find diamonds. He knew they were only found deep within the surface. Sometimes, he heard people would have to go farther than 16 layers down to find diamonds.
"I think I found something,"
Lucy called out as she broke through a wall with her pickaxe. Steve rushed over, hoping he'd see a glimmering blue diamond, but it was just gravel. "You have to watch out for gravel," Max told the group. "It can fall on us. Let's try to create a mine shaft. That will help us." Henry placed a torch on the wall for light while they cracked through the walls of their tunnel to create a mine shaft. "You have to dig really deep to find diamonds," Henry informed the group.
"Finding 40 seems impossible,"
Lucy said glumly. Steve used all of his strength to break through the walls. With each blow, he was careful that lava wasn't oozing out from the other side of the wall. It would only take seconds to flood the room and kill them all. When they saw a drop of lava, the group evacuated through a hole in the tunnel. A cold wind swept through the group, and they emerged into a field of white powder.
"What is this?"
Steve shivered, blinded by the seemingly never-ending world of white sand. "It's snow," beamed Henry. "We're in the Arctic."
"I love it,"
Lucy said as she ran around and playfully started to throw snowballs in the air.
"I haven't been in the Arctic biome in a long time. I forgot how much fun it is."
"Let's build a snowman," suggested Max. "Can we do that?" Steve asked sheepishly. "We can do anything we want," replied Max. "We can build an igloo." The cold air felt funny in Steve's lungs. He had never been in the cold before, and he wished he had a wool coat. He didn't want his friends to know how awkward the cold weather made him feel. He wondered why they all seemed to enjoy it.
"Join us,"
Lucy said to Steve.
"It feels funny at first, but you'll get used to it and have fun."
Steve felt like she had read his mind. Would he really get used to this cold weather? As he watched his friends having the time of their lives in the snow, he realized Lucy might be right. He had to relax and enjoy this biome. Steve grabbed a mound of snow and started to help his friends make a snowman when he heard something breathing heavily. "What's that?" he asked. The gang didn't seem to hear it and happily continued playing in the snow.
"It's a snow princess,"
Lucy said as she danced around Max and Henry, who were hard at work on their snowman. "Too bad we're not at your wheat farm," Henry said. "We could really use a carrot for the nose." "I know," Max agreed. "I wonder what we can use for the eyes." But Steve couldn't pay attention to the snowman. He could hear something panting in the distance. It sounded like a group of wild animals, and he was scared. "I hear something breathing," Steve told the gang, but nobody listened to him. Max ran up a large hill covered with snow. "I can see everything," Max called out. "I told you," Steve called out to Max. "It's a frozen river. I bet we could slip around and skate." "But I hear something breathing," Steve screamed. "Am I the only one?"
"Ice skating,"
Lucy said.
"I love ice skating."
Suddenly, a pack of white wolves emerged from behind a snow-covered tree. Their black eyes stood out as their white fur was camouflaged in the snowy landscape. "I told you I heard something," Steve shouted out as the pack raced towards the group. "Get your weapons," Henry told everyone. He took out a sword and the wolf pack ran away, rushing through the forested terrain. Their paws left wet imprints in the snow.
"Good job, Henry,"
Lucy said with a smile and a handful of snow.
"You scared him."
Yet one lone wolf remained, and it approached Steve. Its menacing sharp teeth shined in the snowy landscape. "I have a bone," Steve announced as Henry, Lucy, and Max held snowballs at the ready to battle the growling hostile wolf. Slowly, the wolf joined Steve and inspected the bone carefully. The wolf's nose brushed up against the skeleton bone. Steve gave him the bone, and the wolf began to roll happily on the ground. A red collar appeared around its neck. "It's tame!" exclaimed Max.
You now have a pet!
Lucy said as she walked over and touched the tame wolf, which was now the same as a dog.
"Let's make an anvil and use our name tag,"
Henry suggested as he pointed at Max and Lucy, joined to play with the dog. The wolf shook the snow from its fur and looked up at Steve. It was Steve's pet, and he had complete control over it. For the rest of Steve's time in the Minecraft world, the wolf would be loyal to him. Wolves had the ability to teleport themselves when they needed to be by their owners and protect them. They were loyal for life. Steve used the anvil and named the dog Rufus. "I'm going to call you Rufus," he told the wolf. "I have a pet ocelot named Snuggles that I have been watching for a long time. You two are going to get along well." The wolf gave Steve a nose bump as the group continued working on the snowman and igloo. Steve relaxed and played with his new pet. He tried to teach it how to sit and planned adventures with the pet wolf.
It likes you,
Lucy said with a smile. Rufus ran over to the snowman that Max and Henry finished.
Isn't the snow fun?
Lucy asked Steve. Yes, he agreed. Don't you wish we could stay here for a while? Max said as he stood by the snowman. But we have diamonds to search for and villagers to save, Steve told the group to gently remind them of their real plans. They agreed. This was a fun break, but they had a mission they had promised to finish. Rufus followed closely behind Steve as the group shoveled their way deep beneath the icy surface in search for an abandoned mine shaft that might be filled with diamonds. Steve took one last look at the wintry world. It seemed magical as snow slowly dropped from the sky. He brushed the watery snow from his eyes.
Isn't it beautiful?
Lucy asked him as their pickaxes took them farther from the surface and closer to Steve's dream. Alright guys, and here we go with our reader's critique. There's not really much I can say about this one. For the most part, it was pretty spot on. Anvil to, use a name tag to craft a name, which doesn't make sense in Minecraft in itself, but I guess that's how they wanted that to work. Taming a wolf with a bone, diamonds in that 16th layer region, the theory is below 18, sometimes it's below 13, sometimes it's right at 11. Nobody really knows where you can find diamonds. But for the most part, this chapter was pretty straightforward. Although I don't know anybody who's actually made a mine shaft, so questionable there to Max. But I honestly, the only thing I can say is that this chapter is mainly for exposition. Steve has a dog now. Clap, 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 clap. But, yeah. But anyway, this has been Kills for Food Gaming, and if you're watching this and you've made it to the end, I'm probably going to start doing more gaming outside of Minecraft, thinking about League of Legends, and maybe some other PC-based games, maybe Medieval 2, Total War. I like older games and games that aren't new because that means my computer can run them most of the time, which means I can do a video on it. But if you guys have any suggestions, just go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And I think I might even start doing game reviews and ratings and whatnot. So if you look forward to that, go ahead and give this video a like. If you like the video, go ahead and give this video a like. And if you want to stay gorgeous, please, for the love of God, subscribe to my channel. This has been Kills for Food Gaming, over and out.